Yeah, hi again folks. Well, it's quite warm today and I've been using the strimmer a bit, but it's overheating after about 10-15 minutes of use, and then it won't restart for a while. It's got to cool down before I can get it going again. So it's proving to be a bit slow going, which is fine. It still works, but yeah, it just can't handle the temperatures at the moment. So what I've been doing, if I spin the camera around, I'll show you. Okay, so while the strimmer was working earlier today, I managed to strim a bit more over there towards that old zinc bathtub. Managed to clear a bit here as far as the pile of stones that you can see, just peeking through the nettles. We've got some big trunks, chopped up trunks of tree hiding in the grasses there, so hard to strim past those. Then we've got some more tree trunks in the grass or in the nettles just here, so managed to get the strimmer around those, at least to the first cut above that level. So we've got a pile of stones here next to a stack of old slates that I've pulled off and stacked up some time ago. So that's all sitting there. It's hard to get round with a strimmer with so many obstacles. And then I've got another wood pile here under these nettles, which is a fair size wood pile, just the tree cuttings from before, odd bits of wood that have been thrown on top. So that's all there. I haven't got past that with the strimmer just yet. And then I've made a pathway through the other side of the pathway. I've got a caravan chassis which is under here, so that was due to be another project. I need to get that out from under the caravan if I can do that. And I managed to strim a bit around the back of the old caravan where there is another pile of rocks and fallen tree and a bit of a difficult area. Still got some long nettles there which I couldn't quite reach from where I was standing, but this whole corner still needs to be done. That's mostly a pile of stones with the nettles growing above them. There is some wood as well in there, but that's quite a challenging area to get through with the strimmer. Even just to walk over it is quite a challenge, but that's all there. Then I couldn't get to this bit, but it does mean that we are now within touching distance of the building itself. So the pathway that I made comes through here, so from the main garden I can just walk through, and I can now access the slates and the timbers in this area, which is fantastic for me to make a start with tidying up. And then if I take you down this little path, what I've now started to do is pull off and stack up some of the old roof slates, which I've got here in the middle of the garden at the moment. So I've pulled off a couple of these roof timbers. I think these were rafters. Yeah, one of them stayed intact, one of them snapped in half where it had previously fractured anyway. The longer one must be at least 6 meters long, I would say. But anyway, that's beside the point. What I'm able to do is at least pick up some of these slates and start clearing away the debris off the main barn roof where it fell down, which means I can then access the timbers and then the pile of stones underneath, and you know, things start to become a bit easier in terms of getting access and getting things done, which is ultimately what this is all about. So yeah, here we go, back to the debris down the pathway. So there's a lot of rubble here. Even at this point where the first few stones are on the ground, they're probably still 3 or 4 meters away from the original wall. So it's like a 45-degree slope up of stones in a pile, stones and slates, back to the original building, and all of that will need to be cleared at some point for access. But in the meantime, what I can do is just pick up all the slates and remove the loose timbers and the small loose pieces that I find. I'm not going to try and tackle moving all the stones at the moment. That would be one hell of a job. Probably couldn't do that for a lot of the stones because they're so large and heavy and awkward in shape. So I'm not going to start doing that, but I can tidy up the rest. So that's what I'll be spending some time doing now that I can access this area. And over time you'll see that there will be a sort of an improvement in terms of how it looks. I mean, ultimately it's still a ruin at this point, but it will at least look a little bit tidier, and a lot of those old slates will be cleared out of the way. Some of those timbers will be removed and cleared out of the way, so it will start to look a bit better and probably feel a bit better as well. So yeah, it's not a bad thing to get done. So yeah, that's going to keep me busy for a little while. So thank you for watching, and thank you for your support. Hope you enjoy the videos, and I appreciate all your comments, which I'll read and reply to as soon as I'm able to. Alright, there we go. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.